Hello everyone, this is the debut of the Crew Chief being used with ACC, so you'll hear that. It was supposed to also be the debut of Push to Mute, but the button on my wheel that I use for push to talk can't be used by OBS for push to mute.
Take care, there's a car approaching.
Which is
Blue flag.
Problematic. Basically,
Your brakes are cold, let's get some
OBS doesn't recognize the wheel for button hotkey purposes, so I won't be doing that. I was planning to do that to avoid some of the insanity of me having one-sided conversations with people in the Discord server. So, but at the same time, I appear crazy enough even without that. So, you know, why not just lean into it? We're Brands Hatch for the E3D Speed practice race. Pretty decent crowd. 17 cars out here. I am not on the pace, particularly if I'm being honest. Dixon, you got a bit of a hot mic there?
Okay, Michael, we need to watch these track limits.
So we got, we're like the better part of like 3 seconds off the pace, but that's apparently 9th place and second amongst the silver drivers, so we'll see. It looks like, honestly, the top two are in a world of their own, and it's, or the top three, I guess. I think it's Chris Johnston, Darren Turcotte, William Murrah are like quite a ways ahead, and even the other pro drivers are playing catch up around here. This is a track that
Yellow flag.
I don't in any way have mastered. I don't think I perform well here, but good results do happen because people are really, you know, well, they get into destruction derbies basically around these
Sector
parts,
1 is 1.3 seconds off the pace.
Things up for someone who can just kind of remain cool-headed and
minutes of
do
fuel
his thing.
remaining.
And should be mentioned, this is Hobby's setup that I'm now using. I use my own to get the time that's up there. Hobby always runs like this really high traction control, which I'm not a fan of, but I am.
Your front brakes are getting a bit hot.
Here in the early going. He is faster than me, so I mean, who am I to say that his setup is wrong? He's got about a half second on me now. He's got that up to 2.2. I could probably go faster with my other setup than what I have up there. The sector times were like a good 2/10 to 3/10
That lap time was
of,
127.14.
off ideal. But it was pretty close. Like, I mean, you can't really rely on being able to do your absolute best lap. Like, you're gonna make some minor mistakes somewhere and lose a little bit of time. It's when you're like losing a lot of time that you have a problem. Or in
You're a second off the pace in Sector 1.
unrepresented time, I should say. Guillermo Taylor just went fastest of all the silvers, so he's making his statement. In his Merc, he'll be the HW Race Labs car, along with Juan Borgi, who's his bronze and amateur teammate.
Sector 2 is 0.8 off the pace.
Good to see them both here. Good to see a decent crowd here for a practice race. I remember these practice races used to have like
5 minutes to go, 5
next to
minutes
no
left.
attendance. You get like a single number of people, and like it'd be like, it's not even worth uploading. Let me try dropping the traction control here because I am not getting great times out of the setup. Specifically, that third sector is killing it. So let's
10th position.
Let's get a little more me and see if I can catch up with Javier. in the next two laps or so. Interesting. He gets a much lower fuel number than me, which is intriguing. I get like a 2.7 a lap. He's getting like 2.4, 2.5. Oh, I screwed up. Keep it out of the wall. Okay.
Don't invalidate this lap. Track limits.
I hate that turn. I hate that turn with a passion. The McLaren Surtees combo. Ooh, hate it. Hate it. So Hawthorne Bend. Westfield up next. And then Dingle Bell. I always forget this last corner. Not this one. This one up here. I'll look it up before the race. Bugs me. I don't need to know every corner on the track, but like I feel like it has a famous name. Jim Clark Curve. And of course into the most I am trying to murder you corner of the season so far. Paddock Bend. Might be one of the most I'm going to murder you corners probably of the season. Let's see. I mean, I guess there's that corner at Misano that kind of really lies to you. That might rival Paddock Hill. I don't even think it does.
5 minutes of fuel remaining. 5 minutes.
That was messy. Same time, I was quite in the red before that. So, I don't know. I feel like my setup might be the better of the two. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh.
Mind these track limits, please, Michael.
We'll go to the pits. Yeah, we'll take that for our qualifying time. Not great, but you can see Johnson is on his own. Even Turcotte and Murr aren't able to keep up with him. Wow. Like 0.7. There's a decent battle there, and then there's like 0.7 again to Wesley in third place, and then Mika and Guillermo right next to each other. Javier, Simeon, myself, John, Andreas, Rick, Kier, Dixon, Juan, and Cliff. There are some decent packs, but we are very spread out. So we'll see how that goes. I should do fuel calculations. That would be ideal. So hang on. I'm gonna try Javi's setup, see if it works. Oh, he's not running. Oh, hang on. There we go. Okay, that might help me a little bit. We're not on the really good brakes. If we need to pit, I can do that. Use current pressures, brakes to 1. I'm gonna do a whole pit stop guide video again. 2.4 per lap. Say 2.4.1. What's my lap time? Hang on, I'll save. Ick Brands is my setup. We'll take a look. What are we doing here? We're doing what, like 126, I think. Yeah, so let's say 27 is the time we'll probably do. So it's 87, not quite 28. Calling for 68 and change liters. Let's give myself 2 laps of cushion, I think. And go to push that up to 73 liters. Let's try that. 3. Ooh, too far. No. And start on tire set 10. Use current tire pressures and save. Okay. and the sun's gonna come out. Oh, why? Oh, I don't even know. Let me do a restart. This is a little bit ridiculous. It refuses to give... Well, at least now it's fully wet. Before it was like going to go dry after 5 minutes. Oh, yeah, no. Oh, look at that, huh? It's definitely a wet setup. Like, that's... We've got like proper rain for 15 minutes. Alright, let's... We'll brave out the wet, boys. See what happens. I don't know what it is about Wednesdays. We keep getting wet, even though, like, Sundays, it's like, same weather settings, never wet. Let's go 75, just to be sure. Alright. Let's get this going. We go. Wet weather here around Brands Hatch. Probably not the greatest place to have wet weather, but let's see. Forecast. And it's going to rain for at least the first 15 minutes. So, I mean, half the race might go dry. I mean, you should be.
The air temp is 26 Celsius. Okay, Michael, be ready.
Javier up ahead, Simeon, and it'll be Mr. John Beaches. I mean, at least I'm around guys I trust.
Go!
I was quite happy to be slow at the start there.
Right side, clear right. On your right. Clear right.
I want to use first gear for druids in the wet. We did at least have some wet practice before this. Part of our practice session was, well, one of the rebels.
Okay, we can build something
Andreas.
from this.
You're in the middle, 3 wide. Clear left, clear all round. Right side, clear right.
Andreas and the Peach have killed each other, I think. It's admittedly, I mean, I hate to say discouraging things about a driver, because as admin, you know, you're supposed to be nice to people. Or at least not judgy. I need to drop the traction control. This is not good. Oh, and the map. Can we get that map down? Yeah, let's try map 2. I'm just getting Left 4 Dead here.
Okay, Michael, you're reeling.
Little less
Tires
traction
in.
control.
The gap is
A little bit
2.1
higher
seconds.
map. I don't like like how the
Car right.
fuel is
Clear right.
kind of up the wet here.
The gap behind is now 0.23 P11.
And that will let Keir O'Neill through in his flashy T2 Motorsports car. I really like that Ferrari, actually. It's a shame that I don't...
Car left, clear left.
It's a shame that I don't like Ferrari.
Car left,
They do have
clear left.
some of the coolest liveries in the game.
Nice pass.
I think the Keir
White flag
gave me that, which was not needed. Oh, Wesley Stokes. That's the other Rebel Porsche. Or the other one that's here today, anyways. Liam Curtin also with that team. Oh, God. That is a terrible, terrible turn in the wet. Might need to use third gear for that turn to get more acceleration out of it. Because with the traction control, it's just killing the speed. Let's see if they get to a point where we're not anticipating rain. Tires are, of course, quite overstuffed. 31 is the ideal PSI for them. One of the race lab cars falling back. Guillermo Taylor.
P9.
I am legitimately puzzled how we keep getting wet weather here, though. Not as in at Brands Hatch, but like with the we had some wet in the official race at Barcelona and the practice race at Barcelona for the Wednesday series, and now this. And I'm not kidding when I say we're literally using the same settings that we use on Sundays, and we've had no wet races on Sunday. We had one thunderstorm at Spa, which we restarted the server because it was Eau Rouge had become the lake of red as opposed to just red water. It was not a thing that was going to be on. Mika still running? I hope he is.
You're reeling. Taylor in. The gap's now 0.5.
Mika is...
He's pretty slow through. Sheen.
like petrified of the wet. I didn't look up the turn's name. Damn it. I said I was going to, and then I didn't do it.
Alright, Michael. The next car is Taylor.
Left side, clear left.
Taylor's braking very early for
On your
that
left.
hill. But like at the same time I don't
Still there, clear left.
want to like absolutely throw it down on him. That would be a bad example, but he left room. So Guillermo, if you're watching this, thank you. Tip the hat to you. Although,
On your left.
I got a terrible run through Graham Hill Bend.
Still there.
Let's let him back at me.
Yellow flag. Keep your wits
I'm
about you,
gonna
mate.
try and leave
Hold
him
your
room.
line.
No.
There's an
no,
incident in
I'm off.
Surtees.
I'm
Left
off.
side,
Peach
clear
is
left.
off.
On your right, clear right.
Peach is down a lap. Yeah, I don't think you can go side by side through Surtees in this weather. I don't think you can. I mean, we saw Andreas and John try it and fail, and then we saw it right there
There's a
with
white
me
flag.
and
Yellow
Guillermo
flag.
being
Looks like P5's gone off in Sterling's.
pretty like considerate of one
Fastest
another.
lap for Johnston. 129.78.
And that is Mika. What? Maybe a self-fulfilling prophecy with the wet there. William Murrah's back here now. Okay, it looks like maybe Murrah got into it with what? It's a little surprising. I would have thought Murrah would be a fair ways ahead. But here we go. Oh boy. Those left side tires are getting way too hot. And Keir O'Neill back in front of us. He's having a good day. Showing really strong here.
There's an incident in Graham Hill Bend.
Yes. What's your PSI at? You're fine. 31 is the optimal PSI for the wets, so 32 is not a problem.
Incident in Westfield. It looks like it's Martinez. White flag, mate.
Martinez off. It was Javier Perez Torres, by the way, was asking about tire pressures in the wet. He is worried he's going to pop a tire, which I don't think he has anything to worry about at 32 PSI. You can see I am higher than that, 33 on the lefts, which is high, not disastrously so. Apparently the ideal wet pressure is 31, so 33 is not the end of the world. We've lost 2 cars already. I'm guessing Mika Watt and John Picha, because John was seen stationary and Mika is very afraid of the wet. I might have to look at the settings again and see if I can get like even a lower chance of rain, just because we've had it a couple times in a row, to the point where like I even put up a poll about people like, do we want dynamic weather? People voted largely yes, so we definitely
the gap ahead is now
keep it, but it has
0.26.
it's been a little ridiculous to start this season off. So my goal is I'd like to overtake O'Neill and Taylor. I mean, I'd love to even get up to Javi and take the overall silver win, but I don't think that's really on the cards. You're fine. If it hits the high 30s, you might have a problem. Don't know what the pop point is of these tires. I'm told that they can, but I haven't popped one yet. So maybe something to examine for the guide videos. How to pop a tire. We're good from behind. Guillermo Martinez is about 4 seconds back, but he is losing ground to me. Juan Borges is not really a huge threat. William Murrah might be. He was one of those super quick guys, and he's only back there.
That's a new fastest lap for Johnston. 29.7.
Although, to be honest, the way William drives, and this is not meant as an insult, this is just a comment. William's a very aggressive driver, and I imagine that doesn't translate terribly well to the wet. It might translate to like speed in the wet, but I think it would translate to a lot of problems in the wet, I would think.
That lap was at 132.63.
He's like very on the edge, kind of aggressive with other drivers, and if you can do it cleanly, that's not a problem. Like I said, this is not meant as a he should change or anything like that. I'm just noting that it probably actually doesn't translate to the wet very well. Taylor's off. I was off, but I held it a lot better than him. Looking at the weather report, rain is lessening in 15 minutes, but will still be raining. And that will put us well past the halfway mark, with no real thoughts of
Incident in Surtees. We think it might be Martinez.
Well, Martinez off at Surtees. Let's get the track conditions right now. Not looking at it right now. Yeah, still wet. Didn't honestly need to pop that up, I don't think. I could have told myself that. Here's pulling away from me. That Ferrari seems to actually handle itself quite well in the wet weather. Up in 5th place is an AM car. That's very nice. I am way off of
V6.
Javier. So. Oh, gears off. He's really slow. We'll just get up to him on pit droids. No need to push it. I've always
Michael.
I've
Gaining
always
on the
said
car in front.
you have
the
to
gap's
be
now
mindful of the
0.5.
driver you're racing
They're
against.
slower than us into Druids.
And I'm racing against an AM driver. Although, admittedly, one that has shown some pace here today. But it does mean that, like, he's not a guy that you would want to go side by side with in certain areas. I mean, it's just you know, experience level, a comforts level. It's that kind of thing.
There's an incident in Sterling's Bend.
What I would potentially, I think Sterling's Bend is that corner that I don't know. Is it? I don't know. I'm kind of annoyed. I, for whatever reason, actually know Brands Hatch's corners pretty well. Probably because, I mean, a lot of them are F1 champions and stuff. So, like, this one is Jim Clark Curve, 1963 and 65 champion. And I'm going to stop talking for a hot second here because I have got an overtake complete on...
Clear left.
P5.
On your left. Clear left.
Hero O'Neill. But I overcooked it into Paddock Hill. Alright. Oh, those lefts are toasty. Very toasty right now. My headset was beeping, so... Hopefully I didn't do something that's going to lead to the recording being mush, but who knows. I kind of got afraid that Kier was going to go into the back of me, and I don't
Martinez
think...
is pitting from
in hindsight,
P13.
I don't think
Looks like he'll come out just in front of you.
Oh, some people are trying for the pits. That's interesting. Track has gone to damp.
There's an incident in Sheen.
Problem is that if I pit, I'm gonna have like dangerously overinflated tires because the pit stop is set to 27.5 psi, and I'm it's not like I have a memory of like what the psi's ended up being like really, and also this is the safe wet preset, so like, you know, what are they even gonna look like? Wesley's in the pits, Andreas is in the pits.
P6.
They're all guys that are having bad days, so might as well gamble, I guess. I mean, the track is drying up, so I am thinking about a pit stop, to be quite honest. Mika is not happy about the rain and is PMing me in the middle of the race. So that is what we in bird culture call a dick move, to quit the race and then PM the admin, who you know is still racing, to complain about it. Like, you know, there is a time for it, don't get me wrong. And I get it. I'm not, angry is not the word. I'm a little flabbergasted as to how we keep getting so much rain on Wednesdays. It's like...
The gap in front is now...
It's like Wednesdays
1.6.
are rainy day Wednesday or something. It's a bit weird. There's like Stokes and Lacutus who have just parked the Rebel Porsche contingent. Either that or they're getting considerable repairs. I don't know.
The car behind is pitting.
Oh, Lacute or Mirko's pitting. All right, what?
White flag, mate.
We're still damp. If the track goes greasy and there's no rain on the horizon, although actually that left front tire is smokingly burnt. It might have to be a dry weather call at some point. Although I don't think we're there yet. The track is still quite wet. You don't see a dry line appearing anywhere that you can make use of. And of course there is the point of, you know, when you're running in, you know, 6th place, which you consider to be good for yourself, it distinctly changes your perspective of gambling, rolling the dice. And with Javier and Kier not far up the road. Stop-go penalty, car 961. I think that's William Murrah. It is. Just being in the pit lane. Not good. Had a decent lap going there until the last little bit. Anyways, I was talking about British World Champions and track names on here, or corner names. And in addition to the Jim Clark curb that I identified, there is the upcoming...
There's a white flag, yellow flag, watch out. There's an incident in
Graham
Hill Bend.
Bend, William Muroff is the incident. And then here we have Surtees, for John Surtees, along with Bruce McLaren, who was not a champion nor British. Alright, it's optimal.
The gap in front is increasing. It's now 6.4. Okay, Michael, don't think about the lap times. Just hit each and every apex. 20 minutes remaining. You've got 20 minutes left. You're halfway home. Got plenty of fuel.
It's probably too much, but the track will also be...
What's your speed limit in the pits? When we leave the pits, we think we'll be in P10. Immediately behind P4.
Should I clear his penalty? I mean, I'm not racing him. I'm in the pits, so I can do it without crashing. I'm getting dry tires on my car. Yeah, it went optimal like a lap ago for dry tires, but I also am having to guesstimate my pressures, so this may go terrible. go, let's go.
There's traffic approaching. Watch your mirrors. Blue flag.
Car left, clear left.
Simeon, whoa! Simeon, I'm the one that's supposed to be struggling here, not you. Yes. Do I pay you back for Mid-Ohio?
P7.
Tries. I mean, they're incredibly cold right now, so no. If I can get them up to temperature, yes. We're still at damp. I don't think this will pay off. I'm gonna have to tiptoe into, like, by the end of the race, like, it'll be me, like, you know, doing some shit. But if they never pit, all that is just me doing fast laps. Admittedly, I actually only lost one place, so it is probably worth it at the end of the day.
Hurst is gaining on you. The gap is now 19 seconds.
So it's Dixon Hurst behind me by the better part of 20 seconds. Keir O'Neill is the car directly behind me. He's up to third, presumably has not pitted. And is still on wets, presumably. Javier is also there. So that'll be the interesting thing, watching their lap times versus my lap times. Yeah, until I get below 130, I think this is not really paying off.
Relax, focus, keep it smooth. 15 minutes left, that's 15 minutes.
It's only costed me one spot. And to be honest, we might yet see some other... Well, more than that. Like a lap. You're stationary for 30 seconds. I mean, case in point, I was fighting with Keir and Javier. Now I'm ahead of them, but down a lap. If you're going to make the plunge for dries, you pretty much do have to do it soon, because otherwise you're just going to have not anywhere near enough time to make it worthwhile. It's not right now, but once the track hits greasy, I'm going to be probably like 5 seconds faster than the cars on wets. It's just whether... Yeah. track actually hits dry, then I'm in a golden spot.
The gap to Hurst behind is increasing. It's now 19
I'm actually
seconds.
not sure if Hurst is on dries or wets.
The car in front of us is now Martel. That last lap was a 131.68. Just drizzling now. Looks like it'll stop soon.
Oh, the rain is not coming down. Another 5 minutes. I'm admittedly just trying to play head games with them on Discord at this point. I think going on dries was the wrong call. It's just like we saw at that last lap that I was 2 seconds faster than Simeon, and you know he's on Lewets and probably was in a similar ballpark against the other guys. Although what I could do, since I'm not honestly really having a problem under acceleration per se, is drop the engine map down to map 1 and try and sprint. I kind of want to keep the traction control reasonably high though, because we're still damp. If it goes greasy, I'll drop it.
Okay, Michael, 10 minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left.
It's not the use that you're worried about. It's the temperature. Temperature and PSI is what you're worried about, because the used, it's a 40-minute race. These tires will easily do that. Like, that's not a problem. Well, it's still wet enough that it's not the wear pattern that'll get it, it's the heat. You're overheating your tires. It's not so much that they're gonna structurally fail, they're just hot. Let me put it this way, Javi. Let me put it this way, Simeon. I'm getting bigger in your rear view.
6th place. White flag.
Move that rust bucket.
Car right. Clear right.
Oh yeah, at this point they're feeling pretty good. I mean, they're still not like Hondo%. Like, I'm still a little cold on them, but they're showing some green.
Left side.
I'm putting up some like I
Green
can do
flag.
sub 1 minute
Hold your line.
30s
Clear
now.
left. Right side. Hold your line. Clear right. Car left. Clear left.
I mean, you're being... I'm pretty sure your crew chief would be yelling at you to just let me through. I mean, it's not like I'm racing anybody, so, like, you know, I don't really care, but it's like, it's kind of dangerous for you.
That lap was a 133.16.
Left side.
Blue flag.
Clear left.
I'm surprised it even gives me a blue flag after I pass you. Actually, who the hell even is ahead of me? Oh, it's Rick Martel, and he's 24 seconds up the road. Yeah, I'm not catching anybody. Well, I mean, I'm catching you, but I ain't gonna catch you 24 seconds. Yeah, I mean, if you have catastrophic tire failure, I'll overtake you. But ironically, if I had not fucked with the tire pressures, I think I'd be better off. Because it was going to put on 27.5 PSI tires. And I was like, that's got to be too high. So I took some pressure out. No. That probably would have been closer to actually getting them up to proper PSI.
You've just done a 130.47. The guy behind has just done a 129.28. Okay, Michael, you're reeling.
Yeah.
Martel in. The
William
gap is
Murray's
now 18
picking
seconds.
up his pace, but he's got some lap traffic to get through. I think I'm safe in regards to him. So yeah, I think this will be a 6th place, barring catastrophic tire failure from other people. I mean, I guess the question that's got to be asked here is: was the tire swap a good idea, bad idea?
5 minutes remaining. 5 minutes left.
I need that Animaniac skit thing. Good idea, bad idea. Good idea. I can't remember a great example of it. It was like good idea, learning to play the piano. Bad idea, learning to play the piano with spike tip, with learning to play the piano in the middle of the Louisiana bog or something. Like I don't know. It was an extreme idea, but I mean, you immediately have to go bad idea, right? Because Rick Martel's ahead of me, and that's not about Rick. That's just that was someone who was behind me when I made it. So like I've lost ground to people who were behind me, who stayed out on wets. So in that regard, bad
Looks
idea.
like P4 has gone off in Sterling's.
But to be honest, if I had given myself more pressure to play with, I'd probably be doing better lap times right now. Although it would have taken more time to get the tires necessarily up to pressure. So I mean, I don't know. I think short of like an amazing result, I was always going to be second guessing this decision.
B6.
I mean, we got Javi talking about his tires basically exploding. It's clear that Simeon Naku is struggling badly with his tires as well. So I don't know. Would I have thrown it off the road? Maybe. It's Brands Hatch. I'm weak around here as just is. I am ahead of guys like William Murrah and I mean, Dominic Turcotte made the same decision.
You're reeling. Martel, in. The gap's now 10 seconds.
If he's
They're
beating
slow
me,
into
then,
Sterling's.
if he's beating me, then, like, you know, it's not a decision, I think. I don't know.
The guy behind
I will
just,
say, I think the
128.
timing was perfect if it was the right call. I think if I had gone earlier, I would have been struggling on dry weather tires for too long. And if I had gone later, I wouldn't have had enough laps to make it worthwhile. That feels like that's the case. Also, note to self, we may need to go later on the race time here because, I mean, well, look at this. It's not dark at all, really.
2 minutes to go. 2 minutes.
Here we go. Here we go. Ooh, that is...
White flag.
Who is that off the track? Oh, that's Martel. I was going to say, it looked like Chris Johnston's car.
On your right. Clear
That's
right.
not going to put up a fight, which is... I mean, a good idea if this was the last lap, maybe, but... And then Kira O'Neill kind of next up. Would I have been ahead of him if I had stayed on the dries? Maybe.
P5.
I was behind him, but I did like my chances of catching him.
Your lap times are improving. This is good.
But, I don't know. Is the spotter working? I didn't realize that. Should have paid attention to see if the spotter made a sound. I can rewatch the video, I guess. When I pass Rick Martel, because, I mean, the big thing I'm looking for with the crew chief is the spotter functionality. The, like, you know, position I'm in and, like, fastest lap or whatever is, like, it's not really a thing. Oh, I've made up, like, 6 seconds, though, on this lap on Kier, so all of a sudden, that's a thing. That's his wets are...
Okay, Michael. 10 minutes of fuel remaining.
Quite done. But I am only going to have one more lap to get him. Well, plus what's left of this one. And this lap wasn't very good. But yeah, am I really going to catch him? Why is his gap suddenly growing? That was a bit of a weird timing glitch. Oh, he's way off the track!
Flag.
Nice! Spotter did nothing.
One more lap to go.
I wouldn't say that, Javi. I thought I wasn't going to catch Rick, and I thought I wasn't going to catch Kier, and I've passed them both now. Yeah, but, like, he can let you by cleanly. I mean, he's at risk just, like, racing, frankly. He actually needs to get offline to try to cool his tires.
Binder in. Surtees.
Well, it's raining a little bit again. My wiper just came on.
P4. Okay, that's the finish. Well done, mate.
My safety rating is up to 99. Oh, yeah. not speed too much on the cooldown lap. I mean, 4th place is pretty good. I'm not actually sure who I was chasing at the end for the podium. I know Simeon's on the podium. I don't know who's in 3rd place. It'd be interesting to know what their strategy was, because it appears they were not lapped and I was. So there is that. Ah, Darren Turcotte. Or Dominic Turcotte. Okay. He's just fast. Cool. Anyways, I'm pretty happy with that run. This is a track that, like I said, isn't really a favorite of mine. Here's relating to us the story of his race, which was pretty impressive. I mean, 7th place for an AMP car. And into the pits we go.
Watch your speed.
And finish up today's race. So, I mean, I think I'll upload this one. It was interesting with the wet weather. I'm going to have to remind William Murrah that I will not clear that penalty in the future. Because that is a silly penalty, being in the pit lane. Anyways, pretty solid race. Good result, 4th place, we'll take. And that would be a silver victory if this had been an official event. I guess I'll leave that with that.